Alright guys, welcome back to another video on MMAUnhinged. Today we are joined by Kevin, hopefully I get this right, Natividad.
Yes.
Oh, perfect, look at that. Well, anyway, how are you going? How's it going, dude?
I'm doing good, man, just excited because it's fight week finally.
Fight week, how's it, how'd you feel fight week? Usually you get some jitters heading into fight week. How'd you kind of feel mentally?
Mentally, I'm honestly just pretty relaxed, I don't really think about it too much until literally I get there. So I think I fly out on Tuesday, and then we get to the hotel, we do the COVID test and stuff, and maybe then I'll start feeling it, and hopefully I'm not.
I can see on your hat it says Reebok. Spin that round, let everyone know you're a UFC fighter. Come on. That's it. That's Kevin Natividad, a UFC fighter. Come on. You make a UFC debut. How does it feel?
It feels amazing, honestly. It's the usual dream come true here and there, but what's crazy to me is that I don't feel like I'm making my UFC debut yet. It's I feel like I'm just going in there for another fight. Especially with the way how everything went last time, I experienced most of it except for the fight itself. Maybe that's why I'm not feeling nervous, because I don't know, I know what to expect.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the fight and what you can expect from Miles John that night. What do you reckon? How do you reckon he's going to come out?
Sure. He can come out a number of ways. I think he might come out pretty strong. He looks powerful just looking at him, he's pretty built. But, you never take a fight if you don't think you're going to beat somebody, So I expect both of us to go to war and hopefully get that 50 Gs,
As you said there, you're going to go to war, but you've got a 67% finish rate in your career. Is that something you always look for when you go into a fight?
Always. Honestly, I wish it was higher. There were a couple of fights where I took a little bit too, how should I say this? A little bit more, not really cautiously, but I definitely didn't go for no, I was looking for the finish, but I just wasn't playing the game that I normally do. In some of those fights, most of my decisions in my professional career, I want to say I wasn't happy with them because of that. I held back a little bit too much. I was too worried about impressing the UFC, and now that we're here, we're in the UFC, so
all you have to do is look at your hat.
Yeah. All you gotta do is fight now. All I gotta do is, I'm not worried about trying to get to the UFC because we're here.
Yeah, and when you got to the UFC, you were scheduled to fight Brian Kelleher first, before Miles John. You were meant to fight him on short notice as well. Are you upset that one fell through? Because Brian Kelleher, he's a big name in the bantamweight division. He's close to the bantamweight rankings. You could have went in there, stole the show, put yourself straight up there. Was that kind of upsetting that one fell through?
It definitely was, and it was mostly, because I would have made my debut on the main card, and I felt like it was a great matchup. He's tough. Another exciting back and forth between the two of us, and it was definitely upsetting. Something I still think about. Even during camp, I was just man, I wish I kind of made my debut already. But it is what it is, I guess everything happens for a reason. The whole thing helped out, the whole situation with me experiencing everything out there already, and like I said earlier, that's probably why I don't feel too nervous about it, because I literally know what to expect.
You feel like that advantage of that, kind of help you settle down a bit, you're more composed. You're probably nervous heading into the Brian Kelleher fight. Now you feel like, well, I've been here before, but I just didn't fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best way to put it. I was nervous going into the hotel. I was just man, this is the UFC staff, and then especially at the weigh-ins, I felt my heart pumping.
Oh man.
Everything. And going into it now, I just feel. I mean, we're gonna go to the hotel, take a COVID test, and I've already seen everything. I already met everybody. Yeah, like I said again, like the third time in a row probably, but I know what to expect, and that's probably why I don't get too nervous.
Yeah, I can't help but notice, other than your glorious hair, I said earlier, but the medals in the back. What are they? BJJ?
Oh yeah, those are
Or
super
wrestling?
old. Way back in my fiance decided she wanted to put some of it up because I should be proud of it. But a lot of
100% you should.
huh?
Look how many you've got there. 100%.
There's no, yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my god.
there's a decent amount. I got a couple MMA belts back home. Back home in Hawaii, I was a champion for one of the like the most popular show out there.
Mhm. What's the most important one up there? What kind of holds the most important accolade up there? Would you say?
Up here are well, I don't have it up there, but I feel like the most important one to me was when I first won the 135-pound belt back home in Hawaii for a show called Destiny MMA.
Mhm.
It was actually my third amateur fight in general, and I got beat up the first round, and then I came back hard and TKO'd him in the second round.
Man, the Hawaiians have heart.
Yeah, it was pretty back and forth, and he didn't come out for the third, and I ended up winning the title, and that right there showed me how hard I need to actually work to train for something like this, and it also kind of like put me in the direction I really want to do this. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I wasn't good at a lot of things growing up, and I worked hard to get where I am now, and I also want to show people that you can do that,
Mhm.
It takes this hard work and belief. So yeah, that was just me.
Yeah, the Hawaiians have heart. You got Max Holloway, you've got you, BJ Penn, we've got Maxi Bertolo. Man, everyone from Hawaii just likes to throw.
I mean, that I grew up doing it. We all like to fight.
Yeah.
It's like a common thing too. Like if you go out in like the streets of Hawaii, like
Mhm.
a lot of people back home, like first of all, for the most part, they're very respectful. You know, you can walk around on the street, you can look at someone and just say hi, and they'll respond back to you and probably have a conversation. If you really want to get into it. And the other side of that is, if you're looking at somebody, we call it eyeing people out. So like, I could literally just look at somebody for a little bit too long, and they just be like, "What's up, man? Like this, like this," and then they start taking off your shirt, and then you fight, and then you either become friends or not. So it was one of the most common ways I made friends back home.
That's quite similar to the UK actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than taking your shirt off, it's a glass getting thrown at your head.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. Welcome to England. So we'll go back to where we was. So you are an LFA vet. You grew up in the LFA promotion. How important was it to have like upbringing in LFA?
It was definitely huge for me because I already knew how important it was to or how should I say this? I didn't want to fight for just local shows and stuff, which definitely help you grow, but the exposure and everything that I was talking about, the whole green screen and the pictures and media, and especially the LFA. Like the LFA
it's like a mini UFC sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like how they have the NFL, and then they have college football stuff,
I'm British.
My bad, I totally forgot. But there's the big leagues, and then they have the college version where they I don't know how else to say it. I don't really watch football myself, but the best feeder league, the LFA, and you know, with exposure, and they have some of the best talent nowadays. I feel like most of the really good guys in the UFC nowadays are from the LFA.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a huge honor for me to fight for them, and I'm just glad that they reached out and liked me, you know?
Yeah, the
Like,
UFC have a lot of feeder promotions, as you said there. You know, Cage Warriors in England, in my native country, they produce so many fighters who go to the UFC, and so do LFA. You've seen so many people from the LFA go from the LFA to the UFC. Most importantly, we've seen Sugar Sean O'Malley. You know, he came from the LFA and then made an absolute name for himself in the UFC. You know, that's something that you'll be looking to do, right?
yes, and hopefully I can make a statement off my debut this weekend. I'm really looking forward to it, man. It's crazy. Like, I think I mentioned it earlier. Like, I'm not as nervous, which kind of scares me in a way. Like, because the nerves keep you sharp, you know. At least that's how I feel. Like, I like to feel a little bit of nerves, but I've been trying to impress the UFC for so long that, like I said again, now that I'm here, it's like all we got to do is fight. We don't have to worry about, like, I'm not so outcome dependent anymore. I'm just like ready to go in there and scrap.
Exactly. October 31st, just over a week, or was it just under a week? What day is it? Sunday. Just under.
Under a week, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll move on. So you have a brother, Christian.
Yes.
Yes. What's it like watching him fight in MMA? And do you like corner him?
I do corner him, and same vice versa. He corners me,
Yeah.
and it's usually three of us. But all the time it's always like my coach Trevor Lally and me if we corner my brother, and yeah, like Trevor and then my brother if they corner me, and then we usually have like my jiu-jitsu coach or one of my basically my wrestling coach, and sometimes my other striking coach too, but it's usually both of us. But honestly, when watching Chris, my brother, fight, it makes me more nervous watching him fight than me going out there myself, because I don't have any control, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I want people to tell him to do something and just do it, but at the same time, once the fight gets going, I'm not too worried because Chris is a beast.
Yeah, a lot of people say that actually that they get more nervous when they watch a close friend or in your perspective a brother. You know, they get more nervous because you have no control in the fight. All you can do is just tell him what to do, and if he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. So you know,
Yeah,
how far could Christian go in MMA?
I think my brother can go pretty far. I mean, his amateur record, he's had like, I think he only had 5 fights as an amateur. And, well, even before I even mention all that, like, when I started fighting back in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
and all the way up until now. And my brother has been training with me this whole time, you know? So, like, he wasn't like he started like last year or something like that, you know? He's been with me in the process the whole time. He's developed skills. He's a D1 NCAA college wrestler, and he's also a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. And yeah, his amateur record was like 5-0, and I think he only had 1 decision, but he basically beat everybody up in 3 weight classes with only 5 fights. And now he's a professional with 2 wins, and they were all like first round knockouts. Like, and honestly, you haven't really seen anything from him yet. Like, if you look up his fights, yeah, it doesn't show anything of what he's capable of.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people.
Yeah, obviously the people who are watching this now, they don't really know, or probably won't know him as much. If you give him like a quick insight on who he is, what his background is, what division he fights in, etc.
Well, my brother fights at 135 pounds, and he's striving to go back down to 125. We've both fought at 25 before, and we're fighting at 35 right now. I don't know if I can make 25 anymore, by the way. It's I was doing that back when I was like early 20,
Mm-hmm.
like years old and stuff, and yeah, 7 years will put 7 years of aging will definitely put some weight on me. I guess like I probably gained some more muscle. But my brother, yeah, he is. We both like to scrap on the feet. We're both strikers. We love the striking, especially since we started training out here in Arizona Combat Sports. And I think we're both even marketed as strikers. But our background originally is grappling. We're both grapplers. My brother's a like I said, D1 college wrestler. I didn't wrestle, but just like with him training with me this whole time, with MMA and everything, I also wrestled with him whenever, like pretty much almost every training session. So, and he's also a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Not too far off. We both know each other's games, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I want to say we're both really well rounded. We're ready to take the fight anywhere.
I like that. I like that. Even though you have 67% knockout ratio, you're well rounded. You said there you're a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Hopefully you'll get. How far off you are? You're black.
I got promoted to brown belt last year, actually. I think it's just taking longer because I don't put the gi on that much. I mean, I train in the gi, like decently often, but not as much as I should if I want to be a black belt. We'll see. Sure. My coach is my jiu-jitsu coach is very strict with it. He only ranks you up in the gi if you do the gi, so it's fair enough, I guess.
Well, October 31st, how do you win this fight?
Oof. I dream of a variety of ways, except for a decision. That is not how I want to win this fight. Not by decision. And I could see it going that way too. I wouldn't mind it if it was like a complete technical brawl, but honestly, I see myself knocking him out.
I like it.
I want to bring out some stuff that I haven't shown yet, like a lot of like, how everybody has their basic like special attacks or whatever, or their everybody's deep signature double or single leg basically, and there's trip and Conor McGregor's signature left hand. I kind of want to show people what mine is because I really haven't done it yet in fights. Well, maybe one fight, but I don't know why I haven't. I just been holding back for so much, especially in the LFA. But yeah, I can't wait to show you guys my special move.
Are you gonna exclusively break your special moves, or are you gonna make us wait?
It might be a little surprise, especially if it brings it up. I don't want to give away everything,
Well, so is there something that you've changed for this camp that you didn't do in your last camp leading up to LFA fight?
Well, what I like about actually, yeah, there is definite change in this camp. I want to say everything more in the gym has been all the training sessions have definitely been more tailored to me. Like my coach is definitely giving me a lot more attention. We're doing a lot more specific stuff. I'm working with him a lot more. We're doing a lot of technical. Like I'm working with everybody a lot more because, UFC, big show and everything. So I wasn't ready for that, to be honest. I was just like ready to go do the classes and, do the classes, do what everybody else is doing, stay back and clean the mats. And nowadays it's just like, yeah, so Kevin, this is what I want. We're going to work here, and then you go do that, and then, and then strength and conditioning. We even have a strength and conditioning coach now. I was doing all of that on my own. And it has been the most confident I feel in a camp, and it is also the hardest camp I've ever had. So I'm feeling really good about it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You said there just then that your team brought in a strength and conditioning coach. How do you feel physically with the addition to the coach?
I feel great, honestly. Like I was doing a lot of too much of regular bodybuilding stuff and stuff that, like, I mean, I knew already that a lot of that wasn't necessary for the sport. A lot of new, how should I say this, like lift, condition, strength training techniques.
Yeah.
Athletic movements that help me. A lot of it has helped me feel a lot lighter on the feet. And we were supposed to be doing like, we got a 3-round fight going on, and we normally do like 4 rounds of hard sparring, but last couple times we've been doing like 5 or 6 because honestly, 3 rounds doesn't make me tired anymore, which I feel like is a good thing, And I always feel like I get stronger as the rounds go on. I fixed a lot of things too, so working with him has definitely changed a lot of things as far as like strength and conditioning.
Yeah, so we'll move on for my last question. On the night, Anderson Silva will be fighting, and he will be retiring that night. He'll be hanging it up. That'll be his last UFC fight. Yeah, how does it feel to be on Anderson Silva's last UFC fight?
That is crazy. I didn't even know he was retiring that night.
Yeah, it just came out recently that it will be his last UFC fight. They did a promo about it. I'll send you the promo via Instagram after this interview.
Okay, yeah. Oh, shoot. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like, man, that's crazy. Like, I mean, it's already awesome to be on the card with like a legend like Anderson Silva. I've only ever met him once, and very briefly. I doubt he remembers me. But that's crazy. Like, I really want to put on a show for Anderson's last fight. You know what I mean? The fight. That makes me even more like motivated for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm more motivated now. Thank you, though.
That's good. I'm sorry for breaking that to you, but I'm glad in a way.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's been a long time coming. He's
44 now.
And yeah, he's. I missed him in his prime and everything. He was definitely one of the best out there. So
100%.
It is a little sad, but man, that definitely pumps me up a lot more because I want to put on a show for Anderson's last fight.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you get back to your fiance and hopefully have a good rest of your day.
Oh, thank you, man. Oh, I also want to point out, remember when I said my 3rd amateur fight I won? I almost forgot, by the way. Yeah, my 3rd amateur fight I won the MMA title, and then I worked hard and I became where I was now. That was the first time I met Anderson Silva.
Oh.
Yeah. Boy, yeah. So he brought 3 of his guys out to Hawaii to fight, and I met him there, and he was bigger than I thought, honestly, actually. But yeah, first time I met Anderson Silva, I won the title in spectacular fashion, and yeah, second time I'm gonna meet him, I hope to, make something crazy happen like that last time.
Yeah, I can see through. It looks like you're having good weather. You're in America, in Arizona.
Arizona, yes, and the weather is great. It is not 120 degrees anymore. It is only.
It's only 86.
Yes, 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. If you said degrees, I don't know how you were still alive.
I know.
Oh my god. But yeah, even that's hot for. I live in England. You can tell I'm not used to that weather. God. I'm used to dark, gloomy, rainy days.
Yeah.
That's me. If I get a little bit of sunshine, I'm over the moon. I'm running down to the beach.
Oh man, I miss the beach. Like, Arizona is actually a big desert. There's no water. Yeah.
America's so cool.
Arizona, definitely a big change, But the weather is great right now. Like I said, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It's finally go outside without thinking I'm gonna burn in an oven. So it's so hot out here. I'm not best with like converting and but it normally gets to like 120 degrees out here.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you open the door and it feels like an oven.
Hits you right in the face.
Right in the face,
Yeah.
dude. It's crazy.
Well, I'm glad that's hot for you over there, and hopefully you have a good fight week. You make weight, go out there, put on a show, and make an impressive, what am I trying to say? Impressive performance in front of Dana White if he's there. He will probably be there because it will be Anderson's last fight.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, most likely.
Thinking about it, yeah.
Have you ever met Dana?
I have. I met him last time I was there. Again, very briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was on his I shook his hand and everything. Like that, I was actually on his Instagram page just once.
Oh,
because
if you don't know, now you know. Is it that one?
No, not that one. The you know how they do like the main card and like a close up of the stare downs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I was on that, which is cool, and I didn't realize I was gonna be on that until my brother told me. He was just like, "Oh yeah, because you're on the main card, so you probably have that stare down." And I have that video saved. I'm never gonna delete it.
Well, I'll actually let you go now. I'll let you go to your fiance. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Thank
you.